YouTube. Today we are going to talk about one of my favorite female composers, Hildegard von Bingen. Hildegard was arguably one of the most important women in medieval mysticism, music, religion, culture, and even science and healthcare. Known as Saint Hildegard and Sibyl of the Rhine, Hildegard founded 2 monasteries and served as prioress and magistra for 43 years. Hildegard was born in the Nahr Valley in the beginning turn of the 12th century and was born to a family of lower nobility. She was the youngest of 10 children and was kind of sickly from birth. However, from a young age, she began to experience something she called visions. It's unclear if her dedication to the church was a result of these visions or some political posturing on the part of her parents, but nonetheless, she was dedicated to the church at a young age, debated somewhere between 8 and 14. When she was dedicated to the church, she began studying with another visionary nun named Jutta, who also taught her how to read and write, and therefore how to notate her visions. During this time, Hildegard also learned how to play a 10-stringed instrument called a psaltery and how to notate music. In 1136, she was elected magistra and prioress and moved her group of nuns to a little town outside of Rupertsberg. There, she had more freedom to teach, write, have her visions, and compose music. She wrote 3 volumes of visionary theology, the Shivias, or Knowing the Ways, the Liber Vitae Meritorum, or Book of Life's Merits, and the Liber Divinorum Operum, or the Books of Divine Works. These books detailed Hildegard's visions and also her interpretations of these heavenly events. Her musical works are the largest of any medieval composer. I mean, the largest definitely surviving to this time. Her largest work is a morality play, which functions kind of like a musical with some spoken text and singing thrown in the middle, and it's called the Ordo Virtutum Musicale, or the Play of Virtues. The play was performed by 17 nuns who were anima and the 16 virtues, and there's also a spoken role for a man, which is the devil. Feminism! Aside from this play, there are 69 surviving musical compositions by Hildegard. There are also 4 texts to pieces with music that is unfortunately missing at this point. There are some great links down in the thingy-mabob below, and be sure to check those out. One of her really well-known works is a piece called O Jerusalem. This was a piece written for the dedication of the new church that she built in Rupertsberg. She wrote this piece so that it would be performed in conjunction with the bells going off, which is pretty cool. In addition to her religious and musical and philosophical works, Hildegard was also a scientist. She wrote a book on the natural sciences called Physica, and in it she talks about the use of herbs, plants, and other things found in your natural surrounding to be used as medicines. While her research was well respected, there was also some question of maybe it was magical healing arts. For example, legend states that Hildegard once cured a man of blindness with water from the Rhine River. But whether it was magical or scientific, during her lifetime, Hildegard was very, very famous. Her fame was pan-European, and she even attracted attention from the Pope himself. She was often censored for her religious views, but because the people of Germania loved her so much, she was pretty much able to do whatever she wanted to do. After she died in 1179, Hildegard was beatified and canonized and became Saint Hildegard. Also later, she became one of the few women to ever earn the title Doctor of the Church. A Renaissance woman before the Renaissance even happened, Hildegard continues to this day to be one of my greatest inspirations. I may not be a Catholic, and I certainly don't want to be a nun, but I will always look to Hildegard for an example of how to be scholarly, musical, and just generally invested in the world around me. Perhaps one day I'll go to the church in Eibingen and visit her relics, and maybe her spirit of musicality and genius will descend upon me. Well, I hope you learned something cool about Hildegard von Bingen in this video. I hope she inspires you as much as she inspires me. Below, as I said before, are a list of videos with some of her music in them, and there's also some cool videos that go more in depth about her life and her views and her visions. There's also going to be a link to the website for a movie that came out a couple years ago about her called Vision, and it's pretty entertaining. I would give it a watch. Until next week, guys. See you later. Musicology.